is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Thursday, July 29th, 2021. I'm Trellona Charles. In the headlines tonight, electricity prices at a 16-month high. Police force under pressure as people go against health and national security pleas to be patient while the pandemic persists. The Grenada movement is labeled as a potential spoiler if they intend to contest the next general elections. Lions Club transforming lives one project at a time and helps a young stroke victim to realize his dream. In tonight's GBN Health, we delve into the issue of substance use and abuse. In our One Caribbean Hookup, Guyana's health minister promotes the value in mandatory vaccination, while the United Nations independent expert on human rights in Myanmar calls for a COVID ceasefire. And coming up in Sports Paradise, FC International atop the standings as the GFA Premier League heads into the second round. Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Electricity prices have been pushed to its highest level since March 2020. This is in direct relation to rising world fuel prices. Grenlec is now encouraging customers to manage their electricity usage in the face of the rising trends. We get more in this report.
A 12-cent increase in fuel charge per kilowatt-hour for electricity has been recorded in the month of July. This represents a steady increase from January, when the fuel charge was at 28 cents. The current rate is 41 cents per kilowatt-hour, the highest level in a year and 4 months.
What has caused the price rises is basically it's the world price of oil, and the price of oil is basically determined by the demand that there is for oil and the supply of oil at that time. Last year, because of COVID, the demand went down and there was a surplus of oil on the market, and so that's why we went down to these historic lows of about 20 cents as our fuel surcharge.
Colin Cover, General Manager of Grenlec, attributes the constant rise in world fuel prices to the pandemic easing and economies reopening.
So the prices have started to rise again on the world market, and we have no cushion against that. And unfortunately, that they expect this trend, this slow rise, to continue through the rest of the year.
He says Grenlec has been actively promoting energy efficiency.
Ask your children to turn off the lights in the bedrooms when they're not there. Turn your air conditioner down. Continue to use LEDs where you can instead of incandescents, and iron all your clothes at one time rather than some now and some later instead of one shirt each time. Turn off your transformers when they're not in use, and those ways you can help to cut your consumption down a bit, which will help to give you some relief while the prices are high.
Consumers in Grenada have been observing higher electricity bills as well as higher prices at gas stations because of the higher world fuel prices. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Royal Grenada Police Force may find itself stretched to the limits within the next fortnight. However, the Police High Command is assessing ways of ensuring it is adequately prepared to handle what could be a tough couple of weeks. Rena Thomas tells us more.
The Ministries of Health and National Security hoped that their messages had fallen on understanding ears, but they're finding out that that's not the case. Some people have largely ignored appeals to practice social distancing and forgo mass gatherings and parties, which are usually associated with the Grenada Carnival. It's cancelled for a second straight year because of COVID-19, but some has adopted the hardline stance that public holidays or not, mass must play. Superintendent of Police Vannie Cowan says because of the hard-headedness of those who insist on violating the regulations, they have had to re-strategize.
The most stringent now, and we are observing the contents of requests very carefully, much more than we would have done before. But key to answering this question is the fact that we have started engaging promoters, engaging authors of these requests for promotion.
At present, there are approximately 1,000 to 1,100 officers within the Royal Grenada Police Force. So how would they cope with the need for increased surveillance and an increased state of alert that's needed over the next 2 weeks?
I think Blossom, 1,500, 2,000 might be a better number that is workable, gives us more coverage to be able to respond to more of the call for services that we are receiving now.
The lawmen came upon attack at 2 events which were held at Riversally and Maribo when they were pelted with bottles, stones and other missiles. It's a development which has been troubling for many as they ponder whether Grenada is becoming a rogue state. The lawmen have been commended for standing resolute despite the attack.
I want to say the entire force, I want to compliment them for the level of maturity, calmness, in dealing. I look at them in 2021 with the advent of the COVID, and I want to applaud them for the calmness and soberness in handling and working with the public.
Superintendent Cowan says they will continue undeterred, and critics need to examine the possible reaction of other leaders when we're forced to contend with acts of violence against the police.
Soon, the Community Relations Department will be launching some town halls, delivering on the expectation of the commissioner. We want to engage our community. We want to hear from them. We want to tell them what we are doing. We want to answer the question and have their questions being answered by us so that we can build better bridges, stronger bridges, and wider roadways to peace, safety, and security.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell speaks to the nation in just under an hour's time, and he's expected to address some of the matters touched by Superintendent Cowan. For GBN News, I am Rena Thomas reporting.
Is the Grenada movement a spoiler in the making? That's the view of some persons who are keenly observing developments on the political landscape. Some are getting more vocal on TGM's potential as the grouping, which first said it was a non-governmental organization, prepares for its launch as a political organization. But just how effective can the TGM be on the electoral map?
I can't see it going anywhere. I think that with all of the best intentions that are coming from Dr. Antoine and company, it's unfortunately all it's going to do is embolden and entrench Dr. Mitchell further.
Director of the Caribbean Development Research Services, Peter Wickham, as he tunes his ears to developments on the ground in Grenada. Commenting on GBN's social media platforms in recent times, some have labeled the Grenada movement as a spoiler, which will enter the political fray and fragment voting blocs in the next general elections. Wickham is not convinced that TGM will be able to go the political mile.
I'm thoroughly convinced that organization will go nowhere. And one of the main challenges that Grenadian politicians who are not affiliated with the NNP have failed to understand over time, that Grenada has no appetite for tripartite politics or politics that is divided in 4 or 5 or 6. They need a solid opponent for Dr. Mitchell and the NNP.
During a press conference yesterday, TGM introduced some of its frontline team members, including Grenada's former ambassador to the United Nations, Eugene Persaud. The team skirted reporters' questions about their potential viability or plans for the country's economic and social development as they offer themselves to the electorate. However, Ambassador Persaud made it clear that the movement has support in the diaspora.
We all care deeply about our country. And so we pay close attention to development that's taking place here. And when we learned about the development of this new political party called the TGM, the Grenada Movement, we called together a group of us. We came together to discuss the organization, the leadership, and at the end of the discussion, we were satisfied that this organization represents hope for the country.
While that may be the case, will TGM do any good for an effective diversification of the political landscape? Or will its members offer a gift to the political leader of the new national party?
This new organization will not help because it will further fragment the little opposition support that exists into smithereens, one could argue. And I don't believe that it will do anything other than continue to solidify Dr. Mitchell in office as he approaches another term, has indicated that he's running again, and he's clearly going to face off against a divided opposition.
The TGM says Monday of next week is an important day in Grenada's history. It's Emancipation Day, and that's the date fixed on the calendar for its official launch. The nation awaits. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
Some may shun, but there are others who are waiting in the wings to help. Members of the Lions Club St. Andrew have embarked on a campaign which they have themed Service from the Heart. Rena Pear-Thomas reports on a community initiative which is changing lives in the parish of St. Andrew.
The club has hit the ground running with the provision of assistance to Nazim Lewis from Pearl St. Andrew, who became physically challenged after suffering from a stroke at the age of 12. This forced him to drop out of school but did not diminish his ambition to get involved in animal husbandry. He started off by rearing one rabbit. Nazim is now 22 years old and the proud owner of 7 rabbits and first-class housing, thanks to the initiative embarked upon by the Lions Club. Kingsley Thomas is one of the driving forces behind the project.
Okay, so we get a total of 6 rabbits, right? 3 male, 3 female, right? We give him 6 cages for each of the rabbits. We provided the material and the labor. It took about approximately 3 days, 3 to 4 days to construct the pen.
Thomas is also a teacher at the Grenville Secondary School. He says they will provide material and other forms of support.
I'll be working along with him, teaching him about rabbit rearing, and so he can take care of it in the proper way he should. So it's not just giving him some rabbit to look after, but also providing him with the technical skills that is needed in taking care of the rabbit.
President of the St. Andrew's Club, Janesta Charles, spoke of another project that the organization has been working on to assist someone who is mentally challenged.
There's another family that we are looking at with providing poultry. So they have a poultry unit, and this one will target a family that has a mentally poultry and the supporting, so like the waterers and all these things to ensure that he can start off. And again, it will be a case where we will be providing technical assistance throughout. So we're not just giving the materials and the supplies to the families, but we're going to continue to monitor and support that particular initiative.
The club members say that despite the challenges of COVID-19, they will continue on the mission to help those in need. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
This is news at 7. Coming up, Cherry Hill Feeder Roads project in Carriacou is nearing completion. Stay with us.
Take your shot and get back to your life. shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
Get ready for the most anticipated event this summer. Wagiti Premium All-Inclusive Fest. Tropical Hawaiian. The White Edition. On Saturday, July 31st from 5 p.m.
Tantine Plainfield.
Featuring 2 live bands.
Solid and Octane.
With Grenada's top soca acts.
Looney Sparks and Electrify.
Blackadad. Your DJs Danny and Kevon. Advance tickets $350. Available at gotofat.com.
Or our main office on Grove Street Mall.
Saturday, July 31st. Wagiti Premium All-Inclusive Fest. This is not just a fete. It's an event. Please note all patrons must be fully vaccinated.
It's time to prepare for an A+ this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Shop today for laptops, tablets, printers, and more for a chance to win $1,000 cash. Get it now with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 60 days. Save big with great deals only from Quartz, bringing value home.
Bingo fans! Sunday, August 1st from 6 p.m. The 26th edition of Wagiti Virtual Bingo is on, and you can win big money.
How much? Like $8,000?
Your mother! You can win $10,000 US.
Wow!
And hear this: for 1 week only, tickets are $10 US. Then $12 US after. If you're in Grenada, tickets are available at gotofet.com or from numerous box offices island-wide. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofet.com. So, what are you waiting for? Sunday, August 1st, play Wagiti Virtual Bingo. It's the new way to play bingo.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Welcome back. Construction work advances under the Cherry Hill Feeder Roads project in Carriacou. We get an update in this report.
Under the government's EC $3.1 million Cherry Hill Feeder Road project, over 3,000 feet of concrete road and drains will be constructed. Construction work is now 75% complete. Since the start of the project in January this year, over 2,000 feet of concrete road and drains, driveways, cross culverts, and retaining walls have been constructed. James Stafford, contractor of Skies Construction Limited, says he is satisfied with the rate of construction activities presently taking place under the project and is confident on an early October completion, which he feels will be a plus for residents in Cherry Hill area and other northern communities.
Our time span is more or less 1 year. But we are doing well with the weather, not so bad against us at the moment. We are moving much fine. Right now, we're supposed to bring in the project at the end of December, but right now we're scheduling to bring it in early October. The first week in October we should be completed. So that is a plus for the people of Cherry Hill and also the people of the northern side of the island and Petit Martinique.
James added that his company has developed a very strong relationship and has been working along with residents of the Cherry Hill community in Carriacou by making the road impassable only when necessary.
We realize if you limit people, give people the access that they deserve, and then you limit them for a very short period of time, they would understand and they would work with you, and that's what has been going on. So far I must say that we have an excellent working relationship. We also have a WhatsApp chat with all the residents in the area, so we update them on permanent closure and how long it will be for in advance, so they know and they understand, so they're working along with us, and it's been great so far.
The project is in addition to some 1,000 feet of concrete roads and drains recently completed in the constituency of Carriacou and Petit Martinique in an effort to improve the island's road infrastructure. Christelina John, GBN News.
Social workers and medical practitioners are growing increasingly concerned about the substance abuse among young people. Some cite the use and abuse of alcohol and drugs as major contributors to the increase in violence and other social problems among the youth. Tonight's GBN Health segment sheds a light on substance use disorder, especially among the youth.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
When I was a freshman, that was like the fun state, that's when I really started smoking good weed, drinking heavier, and I tried pain pills like Percocet and Vicodin for the first time. I tried cocaine for the first time.
That was Hannah sharing her substance use and abuse story. In an exclusive interview with Nationwide Children's Hospital, Hannah recalled her initial use of various drugs, which she says increased and became worse in her senior year of college. According to the American Psychiatric Association, substance use disorder, SUD, is a complex condition in which there is uncontrolled use of a substance despite harmful consequence. It further notes that people with SUD have an intense focus on using a certain substance such as alcohol, tobacco, or illicit drugs to the point where the person's ability to function in day-to-day life becomes impaired. Dr. Sonia Nixon has been examining this issue and placed it under the microscope on GBN's Doctor on Call program.
Substance abuse is the pattern of harmful use of any substance for mood-altering purposes. Should you drink? Well, that's your decision. How much you should drink is probably what our concern is about.
According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, people begin taking drugs for a variety of reasons, including peer pressure influence, experimenting, and trying to satisfy the urge to feel good. The Adolescent Health Initiative asked a few youth to share their perspectives on substance use. Here are some of the vignettes from the conversations.
One factor that draws a lot of young people to marijuana and alcohol is the thought that it will make you cool, the thought that you'll get more friends, you'll become popular. And at the beginning, that is true. You might start hanging out with a lot of new people, meeting new friends, but those relationships are fairly weak, and you might be weakening your other relationships that you've had for a long time.
The American Addiction Centers documented other possible reasons why a person may turn to drugs or alcohol initially, including using these mind-altering substances as a coping mechanism for stress, difficult emotions, physical ailments, and other issues.
As teenagers, I think it's really easy to fall into the habit of using substances as a way to cope, whether it's with a mental health issue or trauma or grief. And a lot of times it's more accessible than treatment services that would be more beneficial, like therapy. And it's more socially acceptable to drink away your problems than to actually get the care and the treatment that you need.
After grappling with this challenge for several years, researchers say they now have greater knowledge about how drugs affect the brain. As a result, they have found treatments to help people recover from a substance use disorder and lead productive lives. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Let's take a look around the platforms. This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. A woman died suddenly yesterday while in the parking lot of a supermarket in St. George's. The series of events sparked a conversation about Grenada's emergency response among GBN's online audience.
Giant food land run down to the health center to get a nurse. He come back, nobody didn't come. Then 5 minutes after, a man went back up again. Then nobody didn't come. And then some trainees I saw passing, and I call them and they come and they attend to the lady. And when one of the guys checked, one of the male nurse checked for pulse, she'd have gone already. So she stayed like half an hour on the ground there.
Wolfgang commented, laws should be passed, making it mandatory that every department store carry a defibrillator and mandatory CPR training every 4 months. Sean added, it's a shame that had to happen. Half an hour on the ground, the health center is 2 minutes away. Come on, Grenada, we need to do better. This is what we should be fighting for, not jab jab. Giselle wrote, so you mean to tell me there is a health center in the town of St. George? The general hospital is in town. The woman collapsed in town, and not even the ambulance or nurses who were right there could have come to the woman's aid. This is outrageous indeed, and they have to do better than that. This makes my soul cry this morning for the way things are in this country. Condolences goes out to the family. Rachel added they need to start having CPR and first aid classes to the public so people can learn. So in situations like this, someone could have saved the woman's life. Condolences to her family. May her soul rest in peace. And Charles commented, I don't want to compare Grenada to some of these so-called first world countries, but as a nation we need to do better than that in terms of our emergency response time. Our emergency response system as a whole is very old and outdated, both the medical and police departments. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page. From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's eyesore submission is somewhat hanging in the balance. GBN's eyesore reporter tonight features a truck that escaped what could have been a serious accident. Our eyesore reporter is trying to determine what caused this. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, government facilitates discussions on ways to maximize the contributions from the diaspora. This is News at 7.
It's coming. Something's coming. Listen, something big is happening, Grenada, and it's just what you've been waiting for. The Grenada Movement, TGM the Party, launches on Monday, August 2nd at the Spice Basket in Beaulieu. Doors open at 3 p.m. The event starts at 5 p.m. sharp. You're invited to come out and be entertained, motivated, and empowered as TGM unveils its political platform, a movement to change our future. Come out in your numbers or join us online as together we take Grenada forward. COVID-19 protocols will be in full effect.
Get ready for the most anticipated event this summer. Wagiji Premium All-Inclusive Fest. Tropical Hawaiian. The White Edition. On Saturday, July 31st from 5 p.m.
Tantine Plainfield.
Featuring 2 live bands.
Solid and Octane.
With Grenada's top soca acts.
Looney Sparks and Electrified.
Blackaday. Your DJs Danny and Kevon. Advance tickets $350. Available at gotofat.com
or our main office on Bruce Street Mall.
Saturday, July 31st. Wagiti Premium All-Inclusive Fest. This is not just a fest. It's an event. Please note all patrons must be fully vaccinated.
Introducing Color by Seasons. 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 Color by Seasons.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy,
fancy and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Welcome to Nurses Care, a new home healthcare company on Ireland, changing the way you receive healthcare. From registered nurses and aides to medical doctors and qualified physicians, we offer a wide range of healthcare services, from monitoring chronic conditions and medications to elderly care, pediatric care, and maternity nurses, to even housekeeping and case management. We offer 24/7 in-house healthcare services. So contact us today for your in-house consultation at 439-3928.
Welcome back. The Diaspora Remittance Conference, held by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in collaboration with the International Organization of Migration, sought to enable discussions on ways in which money sent to Grenada from the diaspora can lead to reduction in poverty, creation of policies, and the overall development of the country.
Remittance flows to Grenada in 2017 was $52.2 million US. In 2018, the amount was $55.4 million US, and in 2019, $56.3 million US.
Improved data collection, lower transaction costs, and increased efforts to utilize remittance flows for greater development impact were some of the goals of the Diaspora Remittance Conference. The conference, which was launched on Tuesday, lasted 2 days and aimed to engage, enable, and empower Grenada's diaspora to contribute to social and economic development processes in Grenada. Minister of Foreign Affairs Oliver Joseph, while speaking at the conference, said he hopes the conference will foster an understanding of the importance of remittances among the Grenadian public.
So remittances, the portion of our diaspora earnings that are sent home to the families, have been a critical means of financial support for many. It is estimated that remittances contribute about 11% to our gross domestic product. As such, government is hoping that this conference assists in increasing our knowledge of best practices and policies with a comprehensive approach to remittances.
Minister Joseph said a diaspora policy and action plan will play a critical role in Grenada's development.
The action of the government in putting forward a diaspora policy and action plan to stimulate the diaspora and engage them is critical towards developing our country and in raising much needed development finance. Most of we see development finance as coming from international financial institutions. But you recall Hurricane Ivan, their houses were repaired quickly. Private homes, that is, because of remittances that were sent.
Chief of Mission and Regional Coordination Officer for the Caribbean, Robert Natiello, stressed on the important role remittances play in developing countries.
Remittances serve as an important lifeline for families in developing countries, and they have been the focus of discussions and interventions. And given the important size of financial flows originating from diaspora populations, governments are becoming increasingly interested in ways and in figuring out how to channel such flows to foster entrepreneurship, to support innovation, and to develop priority sectors of the economy.
Statisticians will soon come knocking on your door. They will be gathering information for the upcoming population census. GBN's Renapé Thomas has been speaking with Director of Statistics Halim Brizan.
This week is a very important week for us. It marks the start of the
training process for the National Population and Housing Census, and we begin that process with the training of trainers. And the trainers are the persons who would be responsible for training the field staff, which includes the enumerators and supervisors. The enumerators, of course, are the interviewers who would be going from house to house, building to building, collecting information for the census.
Director of Statistics Halim Brizan and his team are working around the clock, dotting their I's and crossing their T's to ensure a successful rollout of the 2021 Population and Housing Census. Mr. Brizan says the training is crucial so that the 35 enumerators could be effective when sent out into the communities to gather data.
And we would want to achieve this objective is accuracy and coverage. So it is important that we train to ensure that the correct methodology is imparted, right? Because we need to ensure that the information is collected as intended so that we can report information that is accurate and reliable.
A series of workshops are being held with census supervisors who will be in turn assisting in training enumerators who will go to the field.
A major component of the training will be the use of the new technology, which is the tablets. And so, as you know, we are conducting a digital census. It's our first paperless census. So obviously our IT data processing staff will have to be on board in training in the elements of the electronic questionnaire, training persons how to administer the electronic questionnaire so that they could train the field staff.
The census will begin on September 15th, and the local office is receiving support from facilitators in Canada to ensure the exercise is successful. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Stay with us. The weather and the sports are up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to send money to friends or family. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
Welcome home.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to save time by paying your bills online. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
Welcome home. Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
The weather forecast for tonight, generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief showers. Tonight's minimum temperature, 25 degrees Celsius. Winds east to northeasterly to easterly at 80 to 80 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides will be high at 7:30 p.m. and low at 1:30 a.m. Friday, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and breezy with few brief to widely scattered showers possible, increasing in cloudiness overnight with some widely scattered showers to scattered showers and a possible thunder. On Saturday, partly cloudy to overcast with some widely scattered to scattered showers and a possible isolated thunder. On Sunday, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy with few brief to widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder. Good evening, sporting fans. Paradise FC International will have home field advantage when they face off against Chantimel FC at Progress Park over the weekend as the second round of the tournament begins. Paradise FC International continues to hold a narrow lead over Hurricanes SC. Both teams on 22 points after winning their midweek matches. Paradise FC defeated FC Camohon 3-0, while Hurricanes SC defeated Montreach SC by the same margin. Hurricanes will take on Queen's Park Rangers, who leapfrogged to fourth on the table after holding out a 1-0 victory over Saab Spartans SC. Hard Rock FC, who drew 3-3 with Eagle Super Strikers midweek, will come up against Saab Spartans on Saturday. St. John Sports and FC Camohon, who lost points midweek, will duke it out on the weekend. The Grenada Football Association's focus on providing opportunities for women in football is bearing fruit. Tricia Valsin, who has represented Grenada at the under-17 level and higher and was supported by GFA in attending Dodge City Community College, has been selected on the All-Star Women's Soccer team for the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference. This selection highlights Tricia's talent and skill as a striker after doing extremely well for her school this season. Tricia joined her college in 2020 pursuing a degree in sports management. Another Grenadian female footballer is in San Francisco, participating in a UK soccer international camp. Coy Smith
who is attached to the Mani Elite Player Program and serves as the head coach for the St. Andrews Girls Grassroots Program. She will spend the next few months at the International Soccer Camp in a coach development internship. Smith will have the opportunity to learn new coaching techniques, after which she will return to put what she has learned into practice in her grassroots program and other areas. Meanwhile, the winner of the Philippines' very first Olympic gold medal has returned to a euphoric country. Weightlifter Heidelin Diaz won a long-awaited gold on Monday, but it didn't come without political struggles. Al Jazeera's Jamila Alindogan reports from Manila.
She bore the weight of her country's expectations and lifted the spirits of embattled, weary Filipinos. Heidelin Diaz is the first Filipino to ever win an Olympic gold medal.
Heidelin's victory is more than its weight in gold. It came at a time that this country truly is beyond being on its knees. It is at the throes of death.
But she was not always revered by this administration. 2 years ago, she appealed in public for more financial assistance for her Olympic bid. Later on, Heidelin's name was included on what is now known as the ouster plot matrix, a diagram linking journalists and activists to a conspiracy overseen by drug lords to oust President Rodrigo Duterte from office. Now she faced an administration that profusely congratulates her and yet refuses to apologize.
Gold is gold. Let bygones be bygones and dwell solely on your victory.
Since the Philippines joined the modern games of the Olympiad in 1924, it had only won a total of 10 Olympic medals. For decades, Philippine sports has been held back by neglect and misplaced priorities. Corruption is seen as another problem too.
My advice to sports bodies is to listen and study what athletes need. The needs in the 1980s are different to now. We are talking about winning more medals in the Olympics.
Experts say the Philippines should focus more on combat sports where Filipinos have always excelled, like boxing and taekwondo, and not just focus on sports that measure time and distance, like swimming and track and field. Many here believe Heidelin's victory will reignite support for Filipino athletes. But her inclusion in Duterte's drug list matrix has also put her alongside other women who have stood their ground against Duterte's administration despite repeated attacks and threats. People here say that's because in this country, sometimes the last one standing is a woman. Jamila Alindogan, Al Jazeera, Manila.
That's it for sports. Our One Caribbean hookup is up next. This is your One Caribbean hookup. Guyana's Health Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony, is making it clear that the government of Guyana will take whatever steps necessary to ensure that all Guyanese are protected from COVID-19, while reminding them that mandatory vaccination encourages a safer environment. Kendall Richmond reports.
You've got to understand that that's one way of encouraging a safe environment. Now, if it's a public, a place that offers service to the public, you're not only putting your co-workers at risk, you're also putting the general public at risk if you're not vaccinated. So I think more and more as people get serious and understand the implications of this virus, that you will see more and more people trying to implement systems like this.
That was Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony responding to questions raised on Tuesday with regards to government's position on mandatory vaccination. Just a week ago, the Private Sector Commission in a statement called for its members to require vaccination for its employees and further recommended that employees who refuse to be vaccinated must provide evidence. Already, business establishments such as Giftland Office Max are imploring their employees to get vaccinated or produce a negative PCR COVID test at the beginning of each week. More so, it was divulged by President Irfan Ali during a sideline interview last week that the government is assessing ways to increase vaccination, and it was expressed that persons may need to provide a vaccination card to enter restaurants and other social settings.
Internationally, cases of COVID-19 are surging in Myanmar, and the healthcare system is not only overstretched but under fire. According to medical professionals, doctors are being arrested while soldiers are turning some patients away from hospitals. The United Nations independent expert on human rights in Myanmar has called for a COVID ceasefire, urging the international community to pressure the military government to stop its attacks on healthcare workers so that they can deliver medical care. The names in this report have been changed to protect people's identities. Al Jazeera's Florence Loy reports.
Scenes like this were common in Myanmar until Wednesday. Crowds of people used to wait for hours to get oxygen for a loved one suffering from COVID-19.
People are worried and scared. There's also been pressure from the military telling people not to queue for oxygen.
The junta has now imposed a new rule. People will need a letter from their local administrator to obtain oxygen. Like much of Southeast Asia, Myanmar is experiencing its worst wave of coronavirus infections. Its healthcare system, ravaged by decades of military dictatorship, is struggling to cope. The coup in January and the subsequent crackdown on medical professionals for being one of the first groups to go on strike is turning an already dangerous health crisis more deadly.
The military are closing down charity clinics and arresting doctors who volunteer there. They pretend to be patients and arrest doctors. That's why doctors are on the run and in hiding.
The junta has denied carrying out such operations. This doctor, who wants to keep his identity secret, says he and his colleagues have had to resort to using their phones to give consultations. He estimates at least 70% of his patients have tested positive for coronavirus.
That's it for your One Caribbean Hookup. I'm Trellona Charles. Thank you for joining us. And now to recap tonight's headlines. Electricity prices at a 16-month high. Police force under pressure as people go against health and the national security pleas to be patient while the pandemic persists. The Grenada movement is labeled as a potential spoiler if they intend to contest the next general elections. Lions Club transforming lives one project at a time and helps a young stroke victim to realize his dream. In tonight's GBN Health, we delved into the issue of substance abuse and use. In our One Caribbean Hookup, Guyana's health minister promoting the value in mandatory vaccination, and in sports, Paradise FC International atop the standings as the GFA Premier League heads into the second round. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and the YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Trellona Charles. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.
We support you at every stage of your life.